Psychological confidence means people are willing to speak up with their new ideas, their innovations, reporting problems, that they can disagree agreeably, and they know or have a confidence that they're going to be taken seriously. Now, the reason why I use the term psychological confidence over psychological safety is that there are some people who believe that any feedback or any idea that they don't agree with is somehow unsafe or threatening to them. So I'm going to use the term psychological confidence. Now, the data is overwhelming in terms of what happens when companies have this high degree of psychological confidence. And let me just read you some stats. 27% report, or there's 20% lower employee turnover in companies with high psychological confidence, 76% higher levels of engagement, and 50% greater productivity. Your employees are going to experience 74% less stress, 67% higher willingness to try new things, so willing to innovate, and 29% say that they have a greater life satisfaction. So psychological safety, or what I'm re-terming as psychological confidence, is vitally important to an organization. And the question is, how do you create it? So let's draw this up and talk in some details about how we create it and some of the action steps that you can take to build psychological confidence in your organization. Psychological confidence occurs when you have an environment that encourages respectful disagreement, and people are conflict confident. Conflict in their ability to engage in constructive conflict and bring matters to a resolution, highlight new ideas, flag problems, etc. Now, the opposites of those would be a discouraging environment and conflict avoidance. Employees who are conflict avoidant. This gives us a way to identify where we have psychological confidence and to assess the state of psychological confidence within our organization. So if you have a situation where the leaders are encouraging respectful disagreement, but your employees are conflict avoidant, then what you have is self-imposed silence. So there's an environment in which you want people to speak up, but they're just unwilling to do so. The Korean Airlines disaster in 1987 is a classic example where the aircraft was in trouble. The pilot didn't know how to deal with the situation. When you listen to the black box, the co-pilot knew exactly what to do, but was unwilling to contradict the pilot, was unwilling to offer new ideas and suggestions. And that self-imposed silence resulted in the death of hundreds of people. Now, on the lower left, if you have employees who are conflict avoidant and you have a environment that discourages disagreement, then what you get is false consensus. You've got a lot of false consensus in college campuses right now, where people are self-censoring because they fear getting canceled. And so it's not that everybody agrees with the loudest voices on campus. It's just that they're intolerant of disagreement, and people are simply conflict avoidant. TX, the cryptocurrency company or former cryptocurrency company, clearly you had employees who knew that things were amiss, but they were reluctant to report it, and their founder was discouraged any disagreement. And now you've got billions of dollars in lost money for people. When you're on the lower right, where you've got people who are conflict confident, but the environment is discouraging of disagreement, then you get a chilling climate. A great example of a chilling climate is Uber under Travis Kalanick. who had such a toxic work environment, misogynistic work environment, that people just finally up and left. And eventually Kalanick got moved out of the organization. Now, where you want to be, of course, is in the upper right, where you've got a leadership environment that encourages respectful disagreement and employees who are confident in their ability to engage in constructive workplace confidence. And that's what I call psychological confidence.